Hello everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video to help you dive into your MT dashboard. This is going to be a quick video. I'll try to keep it as quick as possible and as clear as possible on just the first simple steps of setting up your MT dashboard and just a quick run through of what this dashboard will provide for you this year. So, step one. When you open your music teacher dashboard, I'm going to now call it MTD for short so that for sake of time. When you open your MTD, please notice that it has a spot right at the top left corner that says My MT Folder. This is provided for you to link your music teacher folder that is acting like kind of a house for all of the documents that you'll be copying or making a copy of, some of which you will only need for single use, but others are running documents, so you'll need to be able to go back and access those at another time. So it's always handy to just have a link to your MT folder at the top of the corners for you to access whenever you need. So please take a minute and open up your drive if you have not done this already. Open up your drive and search your last name, first name, and then in parentheses or brackets 24-25. That will bring you to your music teacher folder. Once you've located your folder, you can go ahead and open it or simply click on those three little dots. Once you open it, you'll see that inside you have several subfolders that are just useful for organizing all of the documents that you'll be using throughout the year. Go to Share, and I've accessed that by just clicking the very top, pushing the arrow down, down arrow, go to Share. Underneath the Share is the copy link. Once you have copied this link, you can simply go click on that little box that says My MT Folder. For the Mac, there's a simple command that helps you copy paste with ease and quickness. That code is Command K. Once you have hit Command K, it'll give you a little prompt to provide a link. And then you will insert the link by simply pressing Command V as in Victor. And that will link your folder right there. For all other computers, I'm not 100% sure, so you might just have to right click and do copy paste that way. But make sure that you have your folder linked there. That's step one. Step two, or step one, either way, it doesn't matter. Chronologically, it's not really that important, but these are all things that should be done. Go ahead to the top and bookmark your dashboard because this is something that we want you to use often. So for ease of access, bookmark it. I bookmark it in my bar so I can access it daily. Let's look at row one just to start. So at the top left, you have My MT Folder. Then going across, here's a very important detail just to highlight something that will pertain to templates and how to save them in your Google Drive, which you'll be sorting and storing in your folder. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But you also have, if you have an ensemble, you'll have a link to your ensemble folder right here. So your ensemble folder will be linked by your ensemble supervisor or ensemble support. And it is specifically made for you. So you can double check this is for your ensemble. It works in tandem but separate from your MTD. So anything that pertains to your ensembles, you click there. Every week, or every day, however often you keep track, but definitely every week, visit this time card link. This will give you a link right to ADP so you can insert your time card. The link right here, call out sick and time off requests. That needs to happen anytime that you are not adhering to your normal schedule and you need to put in for time off, whether it is covered by a substitute, whether you have made plans with the classroom teacher to do a virtual lesson. Please document that by filling out this form located at the top of your dashboard. All right, so there's our row 1. This is one of the most important aspects of row 1. When you are going to be creating templates that are specifically for you, there's a special way to save them. Save all templates that are copied from this row right here. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's row 5 for me on mine. Nonetheless, it's the row that is containing all of the templates. In this row, once you create a template, it is important to make a copy. And once you make a copy, you are going to save it in your MT folder, that is also linked here, in your Google Drive, and add FY, stands for fiscal year, FY25, first initial and last name to the title. That's totally fine. I think that's what, first and last name. Okay, wait. Nope, scratch that one. I'm going to have to edit that. Okay, minor edit. If you've already titled them the way that you have titled them, that's totally fine. But I realized that I put first and last name, but it is your first name and last name initial to the title. As long as it has FY25 and it contains the title and something that says who you are and who it belongs to, that's what's most important. Yes. So anyway, just to reiterate, save all templates that are copied to your MT folder in your Google Drive and add FY25, your first name and last name initial, to the title. So I will go over that and specifically show you how to do that in your next tutorial. But I just want to highlight here. You have each of the tasks separated by month. You have the monthly outcomes at the very top, the due dates right underneath, the templates that you are being requested to submit or to have for ease of access underneath. Some things you don't need to submit, but you'll see. The templates are right underneath, and how you are going to submit things for your monthly outcomes are in the submission row. So again, you have the month, the monthly outcomes, when they are due, tools needed to complete your outcomes, and how to submit those. These submissions will go to your instructional supervisor. Once they are received and it has been approved, you will receive a check mark. If it is not required or not applicable, your supervisor will put not required, or 2 little hash marks, or an X, whatever may be the case. Once it is received or approved, or your supervisor just needs to add a couple of notes for that, always be sure to check the notes underneath. All right. As I mentioned, some of these do not need to be submitted. If they do not need to be submitted and you know you don't have an ensemble, please disregard. They are simply reminders for those who have one. There will be little hash marks like classroom setup and orientation. Yes, that is on your radar. These are things that you need to be actively doing, hopefully before you begin teaching, right? Classroom setup and orientation. Those are things you can't really submit but need to be doing. Month at a glance, definitely. If your supervisor has communicated that that's something you need to do, please submit that where it says submit. And we'll go over that in a moment. Other things are just right here. If you have a blank, that means submit a link right here. Okay? And one last thing, right now I have it on 75%, and that's works well for my eyes. I like to see the whole month kind of at a glance so I can keep track of my tasks that way. But if you want to not be so overwhelmed and you just kind of want to see a week at a time, you can just increase the zoom so that it makes it really big, but also just kind of focuses in on a short little snippet. And you don't have to worry about anything that's, bothering you in October, which is so far away. Not really, but if that's how you think, you can always change the zoom. All right. I hope this was helpful, and stay tuned for video number 2 on a deep dive into creating your templates and how to submit.